Today I'm at Razor Ridge, and as you can see, the sun has just come up, so it's very early morning. Typical of Razor Ridge, the water looks pretty clean, kind of like that, so we'll see how well today goes. Going to try using the Charlie Slider Grub that I was using to catch some bass over the summertime to see if that works on trout. Looks like the water's up high, which is nice. A little extra water to manage or maintain the water temperature. Usually there's somebody on this side of the pond, so I usually start over there at one of those two spots. This time I'm going to try over here just to see what it's like when I first start. It was 35 degrees when I left the house, and you can see that ice is beginning to form on this very thin patch of water. I think I'm going to start with that color. It's a little darker. Maybe it'll stand out since the water's clear, they'll see it. Usually I just use whatever is on my line already from the previous day, but today I really just wanted to try starting off with this slider grub. Don't know if it works. Seems like most of the trout baits that I've seen out there tend to be something that if it's a soft plastic tends to be more of a stick, kind of like the Trout Magnet for whatever reason. The only thing that seems to provide some movement is something like a spinnerbait, so there's really no reason why this wouldn't catch. With that said, maybe I should have gone with a brighter color, but we'll start with this. Actually, I think I am going to go to the other side just to be able to look into the water a little bit. Don't see any fish up close, so I may be stuck having to switch to something else that has a little more range. I may also have to switch to a heavier jig head with this deeper water. Switching to the white with chartreuse tail, just to see if that chartreuse acts more like a blade. Might provide a little more flash or visibility for the fish to hit. I think I'm going to increase the jig head size. I don't have a lot of time today, so I may not be able to switch back to something where I can catch a fish, but at least I will have tested out this, which is something I wanted to do. And we'll use white with the chartreuse tail. See if we can get more range with that. Something was holding it, but it felt more like it was just holding it, not there actually. Nice. Well, there's my answer. They will hit it. And it let go nicely. So looks like 11 inches. There's the first fish of the day out of Razor Ridge. Caught on a Charlie Slider Grub, so if you are interested in something that catches both bass and trout, this seems to be doing it, except instead of the 1/32 ounce, I was using a 1/16 ounce. That could also be because I'm over here at Razor Ridge where it's deeper in the water. So that was interesting that it held it, something held it. Could be multiple fish that were in that area. And then later on, this one hit it. There was another. This is a 1-inch grub. It's a lot smaller than the typical crappie grub. Wish they sold these locally. The good thing is the bait is relatively inexpensive, so even though I have to pay for shipping, so long as I buy a few packs, it ends up being worth it. There was another hit there. They're just grabbing the tail. I bet. Oh no, I lost the line. I lost the hook. Let's see. So it's loose at the end, so I'm guessing that my knot was fine, but I probably had a bad section of line that snapped. Usually if it broke at the knot, it would be curly. One good thing about this surgeon's loop knot is you can tie it even when your hands are really cold, because all you do is make a loop and put the hook through it 3 times, and then that's it. So just to test it out, was it the color and or the weight? I'm switching back to the purple one. Going to play with this a little bit more and then might break out the fly rod, since there's a nice opening over there that I think I can cast from. Did a few casts with that. Let's switch back to the chartreuse tail. Oh, there we go. Whoa, nice. Wow, this one's energetic. There you go. Okay, I am sticking with the chartreuse. Looks like the bass like it, and so do the trout. Oh, I think you're 12-inch, but just want to double check. Call it 11. A little over 11. Nice trout. Love this clear water. I don't know how far he was following it, but it ended up hitting right over here about halfway to the aerator, so I don't know if it was following it or if it was closer up. Counting down to about 10 or 12 seconds, let it get fairly deep. Of course, this isn't that heavy, and with that plastic body, it's not going to sink as fast as things like a spinnerbait. The thing I have to be cautious of is on this slider grub, the tail will vibrate and move while it's sinking, so it's possible I could also draw a strike as it's going down. I know that that can happen even with a Trout Magnet, but more likely to happen with something that's moving. Alright, well, now that I know that this works and what weight to use, I'm going to go back to the other side to see if I can catch anything there. There's a bite. There we go. Must be coming to me. Yep. Down, you can stop moving. Okay. Right at 10 inches. There it is. Nice looking trout. Bye-bye. I did smash the barb down on this, so that's also why it lets go right as I have them in the net. I got one. I thought I felt it as it was falling, so I let it fall. Oh, I let it go. There, it let go. May not have had it well hooked. That's a shame. I saw the line twitch, and so I reeled a little bit, didn't get anything, and then I let it fall down, and then it ended up biting. So like I said, on this one, you have to pay attention to it as it falls too. I guess one big advantage I see of using something like this as opposed to a spinnerbait is it has a single hook. I don't have to worry about me getting stabbed as much. It's easier to unhook the trout. So might experiment with some larger size paddletail grubs just to see if they work just as well, because it could be a better solution than going with treble hooks on a spinnerbait. I think you can get more range with a spinnerbait, but this catches just as well so far. I think I'm going to call it a day as far as using my spinning reel, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to do some practicing on the fly rod. If there's anything interesting that comes up, I will go ahead and add it to this video, but otherwise it's just me practicing and trying to improve what I have right now as far as casting. Until next time, tight lines. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember that from now on. If I get a bite and they didn't take it in, just let it fall, since it still has more action. Got a new indicator in the mail. Was looking for something that was a little lighter than a Trout Magnet bobber. Likewise, I also wanted something that would stay on the line better, especially with this really thin line. We'll see how well this one does. I tried installing it at home, and it's not the easiest thing because it doesn't have a peg. It has this rubber tube that you have to push down this slot. Various instructions say put the tube in and then slide the line next to it. It seemed to always come out. The line always seemed to come out when I did that, so I found that if I put the line in first, it holds better. Just getting it in there is a pain. That's in there, not as tight as it was yesterday or last night. I know where they're at, but they're further out. Oh, there we go. Oh, yep. Oh gosh. Yep. Yep. Yeah, well, the thing is, I always keep letting go of the line. And so, fortunately, they get set. Yay, here he is. Got him on the balance leech. Switched over to that. His trout head on the balance leech. That lure. Yep. Let's see, we'll measure him. Boop, 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 boop. Stop. Okay, yeah, I know it's in your mouth. I'm trying to get it out. I already removed the hook, the barb. So 10 inches. My first fly trout in Razor Ridge. Bye-bye. He's ashamed. He's going off into the shadows. There we go. Yep. Got another one. Stop fighting with the line. Yay. There we go. And it keeps getting smaller. Alright, doesn't matter. There. And this one is 8 inches. Ooh. Alright, 8-inch trout. That's 2 on the fly. And that's on the balance leech, so that's cool. I got one. Deep down. There we go. Kept letting it fall. Wanted to see how far down it'll go. And that's about 9 inches. Nice little trout. Bye-bye. Actually felt like it hit it on the fall. There we go. A little better fish. Right at 10. Bye-bye. Been here a couple of hours. Most of that time was practicing with my fly rod, but I think it's time to go home and have breakfast or lunch or brunch. Haven't eaten this morning yet, so anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video. Tight lines. There it is. Try to get this one in. 3 tries, finally. Oh, they're just nipping the tail. At least this one was. Got about 9-inch. Nice fish. And now I'll leave.